Heineken Italian Grand Prix starts Friday, live on Sky Sports F1.
Let's get to work.
I've known you since I was 17, Mr. Look after me.
Then you borrowed my makeup then as well.
Is Holly Rob's baby?
I don't know.
Dad, we really got to talk about the crime.
Showing emotion is part of being a sexy modern man.
I thought people loved the police in Holly
Rob's baby.
Afraid of a little crime, Chief? Dad, we really got to talk.
This is developing into a really interesting
Showing emotion
one-day
is part of
story
being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
interesting
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really interesting
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really interesting
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really interesting
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really interesting
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really interesting
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really interesting
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
this is developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
developing into a really
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
Showing emotion is part of being
regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's regarding Pietro Sacco. Of course, the background to this is he's
Showing emotion is part of being
Just very briefly, I just want to ask you about how the Arsenal seem to be selling to their line. Is that a concern?
It's always a concern, to be honest, but this is the problem when I said at the top of the show, Arsenal are on the ropes. You can't it's always a concern take advantage of it, to be honest. All the big heavyweights are in there when I said at the top of the heavyweight today. Arsenal are on the ropes. You can't it's always a concern take advantage of it, to be honest. All the big heavyweights are in there.
Let's head to the Emirates Stadium, shall we? Because obviously Manchester City ramping up the pressure on Arsenal. Another bid. Let's head to the Emirates Stadium, shall we? Let him go because without signing a replacement, Aidan McGee, what can you tell us about the incomings and outgoings? Let's head to the Emirates Stadium, shall we? Let him go because without
the simple answer to that, David, is no. We understand that with that incoming bid, that second bid from Manchester City, worth a simple answer £1 million, David, is no. We understand that with that, Arsenal have actually been working behind the scenes trying to get a deal done to sign Thomas Lemar of £1 million. He's in action tonight for France in Paris. Arsenal have actually been working behind the scenes trying to get a deal done to sign Thomas Lemar of £1 million. He's in action tonight for France in Paris, of course. Arsene Wenger did say last week that the deal was dead because Monaco shut the doors on Arsenal. He is now to be open. Arsenal did say last week that the deal was dead because Monaco shut the doors on cash offer, straight cash offer. He is now to City open. Arsenal did say last week that the deal was dead because now he is set replacement. Should be moving cash offer. He is now to City open. Also did say last week
Absolutely, thank you, Aidan.
It certainly seems to be a disappointing window so far for Chelsea. They've missed out on a number of signs, but let's find out what's happening with them. Mr. Break, these Anton's doing Stanton Bridge missed out on a number of signs, but let's find out.
Breaking news and one of a potential signing for Chelsea. Sky sources in Italy and our colleagues at Sky in Italy as well, telling us that David Zappacosta, the Torino right-back, has agreed a deal to join Chelsea. A fee of around £23 million has been agreed between the two clubs, plus a few extra couple of million in add-ons as well. Now, Zappacosta is a 25-year-old right-back, would fit in perfectly within the right wing-back system. It's what he's played for Italy before. He's played 4 times for his country. Interestingly, he was brought in by Torino to replace Matteo Darmian when he went to Manchester United a couple of seasons ago. So he'd fit in perfectly to Conte's system. He's a player he knows well from his time in Italy. David Zappacosta, according to Sky sources, on his way to Chelsea for around £23 million.
The name alone, we want him to sign. Anton, thank you very much.
Lots of people just putting that into their search engine right now. David Zappacosta. Now, Johnny Evans has been travelling with the Northern Ireland squad today, but will he still be with West Brom when he returns? Plenty of interest in this man. We are live to West Brom's training ground next.
Ta-da! The new Lenovo IdeaPad 320S. Brought it home from work to try out.
Cool.
Please don't touch it, son. Where's the laptop?
Freddie's using it.
You got the laptop?
Mum's Skyping Gwen on it.
Say hi, Nana.
Who's got the laptop?
I haven't got it.
How am I supposed to test it if I can't even...
At Currys PC World, our colleagues try out the products to experience them for you.
The Lenovo IdeaPad 320S is super quick and light. My family love it.
One legend deserves another. Succulent chicken breast, lettuce, and your choice of sauce in a bakehouse roll. The Chicken Legend range from McDonald's.
Finding the best hotel price is now a safe bet. Because TripAdvisor searches more than 200 booking sites, so you save up to 30% on the hotel you want. Lock it in. TripAdvisor.
What's going on? I mean about your missold PPI. Have you checked to see if you have a claim? No. Haven't you heard? You could be owed up to £7,000 in PPI compensation. Like I said, what's going on? Call Gladstone Brooks now on 08000 48 49 50 and let us help you claim.
Gladstone Brooks.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, be real together. No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down.
Discover Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Great Coke taste with zero sugar.
Great starts here. DW Fitness First.
Here we go then. The Heineken Italian Grand Prix starts Friday, live on Sky Sports F1.
The breaking news is an outgoing at Stoke. Ginelli Mbula, they have announced, has joined Toulouse on loan until the end of the season.
Yeah, he only signed for Stoke in the winter transfer window. He's been at Stoke City now since joining from Porto. So that was the 2016 winter transfer window. So that's about 18 months. But it means that he's had 5 clubs in 5 years. And he obviously can't see his immediate future at the Bet365 stadium. But if he's heading elsewhere, well, maybe he has nothing to lose.
Oh.
Let's head to Pete Graves at the transfer zone.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Just 8.5 hours to go then until we hit the deadline. And one of the big deals being talking about, of course, is the future of Alexis Sanchez. But the question is, where will he end up playing for the rest of the season? Is he going to be at Arsenal, or will he potentially move to Manchester City? We know that Manchester City have made a second significant bid. But how does he compare to the current central striker at Manchester City, Sergio Aguero? Of course, has found his time limited with the emergence of Gabriel Jesus. We're going to look at the comparison between these two. They played a similar amount of games, 104 to 97, 99 starts to 86, again, fairly similar. But Aguero is the man that scores more goals than Sanchez in that time. However, you could argue that Aguero plays as more of a central striker than Alexis Sanchez. Minutes per goal, again, Aguero with a slightly better minutes per goal. It's 164 for Sanchez, 106 for Aguero, so he scores more consistently in time than Alexis Sanchez. Assists-wise, though, it's Sanchez that takes the biscuit for this one. 22 to 13, a lot more assists being created by this man. But as mentioned, Aguero, you'd have to say, more of a central striker than Sanchez. But no doubt at all, Man City want this man.
They absolutely do. Right, let's head to Scotland. Rangers having a busy day of it. They've already secured one signing. Let's cross to Mark Benstead live in Glasgow, who's got more details for us. Hi, Mark.
Afternoon, David. Yeah, deals slowly but surely getting done here in Scotland, and one of them has come at Rangers in the form of Declan John, their 11th signing of the summer. He arrived in Glasgow yesterday for a medical and then turned up at Ibrox this morning to finalise the deal. It is a deal on loan till the end of the season from Cardiff City. He's a 22-year-old fullback. So Pedro Caixinha been busy in the transfer market so far. 11 in as it stands. Still keen perhaps to try and add another. At the moment, nothing immediately on the horizon. Across Glasgow and Celtic, they're continuing their efforts to bring in a forward player and a centre-half. The striker in question is Odsonne Edouard, a 19-year-old French youth striker who would come on loan from PSG. I'm told talks regarding the signing of that player are ongoing. Elsewhere in the Scottish Premiership, Motherwell have rejected a bid from Oxford United for Chris Cadden. I'm told the fee was around £450,000. For Hibs, the interest in John McGinn continues. So they've had 3 bids. They've knocked back 3 bids from Nottingham Forest for the midfielder. It looks like he's going to stay, though, at Easter Road because he flew out with the Scotland squad this morning from Glasgow Airport ahead of the World Cup qualifier against Lithuania tomorrow night. So that one at the moment looks to be unlikely. Elsewhere in the division, Aberdeen, their striker Jayden Stockley is set to join Exeter City on a permanent deal, signing a 3-year contract. And Hearts are doing a bit of business. A Serbian winger has arrived, Manuel Milinkovic. He's turned up in Edinburgh this morning with a view to a loan move until the end of the season. Earlier today, they signed a young fullback from Wraith Rovers in Ross Callaghan. So deals are starting to fall into place here in Scotland. Of course, we do have an extra hour to get business done. The deadline here is midnight.
Thank you very much indeed, Mark.
OK, so we know that one deal has already been done at Liverpool today. Who else could the club be signing on deadline day? Vinny O'Connor is there for us. Vinny.
Yes, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain signing for Liverpool in a £35 million deal. It's worth £120,000 a week to him across the 5 years of that contract. He's also thanked the Arsenal management staff. He's thanked his former teammates as well as the fans. And he finished by saying, I know my choice might come as a surprise to many, but I feel this move is right for the next stage in my ongoing development. As for potential other arrivals at Liverpool today, well, we know about their interest in Thomas Lemar, and it might be interesting to get the thoughts of Phil Thompson and Charlie Nicholas on this one, because our information at the moment is that Liverpool have no plans to go in and rival Arsenal for the signature of Thomas Lemar if they're given any encouragement. That's our understanding of the situation at the moment. We also understand that if Liverpool are to test the resolve involve as Southampton and make a bid for Virgil van Dijk, then Southampton's stance will remain the same, that he's not for sale, in much the same way as we expect Liverpool to do the same if Barcelona had to come back in for Phil Coutinho. One deal we do expect to get done, that's the loan move of Divock Origi to Wolfsburg. That would involve a £6 million loan fee as well. We're also expecting developments as regards the future of Mamadou Sakho and Lazar Markovic.
OK, Vinny, thank you.
OK, to Johnny Evans, who is very much a man in demand right now. Possible suitors, Manchester City, Leicester and Arsenal. Let's cross live now to Rob Dorset, who is at West Brom's training ground. So how is this situation playing out at present, Rob?
Well, right at this very second, Johnny Evans has just arrived in San Marino. Along with his Northern Ireland teammates, we're told the plane has just touched down and he should be coming out into the airport over there very, very soon now. The pictures you're looking at now are him getting on that plane, or getting ready to get on that plane, at Manchester Airport earlier on this morning. So, from here, how do we get to a situation where Johnny Evans can sign for Manchester City or another club? Well, we understand that Leicester City's interest has cooled. Manchester City's interest hasn't cooled. They're still very keen on him, but they haven't made any further contact or any further bid with West Bromwich Albion for several days now. So are they playing it cool? Are they just trying to leave it late to try and push a deal through late in this transfer window? Of course, Manchester City busy with other transfer business as well. Are they trying to deal with one at a time? We don't know, is the truth. But West Bromwich Albion are certainly bracing themselves for more interest in Johnny Evans. But medicals may be difficult because he's around the other side of Europe at the moment. So a fascinating one how that will carry out. Unless he goes, or unless there's big money for Nacer Chadli in the region of £25 million plus, then West Bromwich Albion won't be bringing any new first-team players in. I say first-team players because, breaking news here on Sky Sports News, I'm told that a Chelsea youngster is on his way to this training ground right now to have a medical with a view to a possible deal. It's Carl Jameson. He's an 18-year-old midfielder. He's been part of Chelsea's development squad. He's very much part of Tony Pulis's plans for the future here. They've got a good number of youngsters already at West Brom, but he would go into the under-23 squad. It sounds like they're discussing a one-year deal if he goes through that medical, but we'll keep you posted on Sky Sports News when he arrives and how that progresses. It isn't done yet. That's Carl Jameson, a Chelsea defender who is close to joining West Bromwich Albion on a one-year contract. But as for the bigger names and the bigger stories of the day, it could be huge if Johnny Evans does leave West Bromwich Albion and how Tony Pulis reacts to it. We know he's got other targets lined up, but at the moment he doesn't have the money to spend on those targets unless Chadli or Johnny Evans goes.
Thank you very much indeed, Rob.
With plots thickening in the Championship, could Jack Wilshere be on his way to Birmingham?
This is Sky Sports Premier League, a new channel dedicated to the agony and ecstasy of the Premier League.
It really can take your breath away.
Coming soon on Sky Sports. Man City versus Liverpool. Burnley versus Crystal Palace. Swansea versus Newcastle. And West Ham versus Huddersfield. Feel it all with our new Sky Sports Premier League channel.
At Oak Furnitureland, get a free gift worth up to £300 when you spend £1,500 with beautiful clocks, lamps and mirrors for every home. Oak Furnitureland.
Approaching drop zone, stand by.
At BOTB, someone wins their dream car every week, guaranteed.
Releasing the prize.
With over 180 dream cars to choose from, tickets start from just £1.25. £22 million of prizes have already been won.
Congratulations, Andy, you are this week's winner. I can't believe it.
Enter now and get £5 for free at BOTB.com.
Going somewhere? Here's some advice. TripAdvisor searches more than 200 booking sites to find the hotel you want and save you up to 30%. Trust this bird's words. TripAdvisor.
So, what are we here for?
Inspiration. Here we go. What do you see?
Rush hour?
All under one roof. Your home and car insurance on one policy.
Just one renewal date.
And a guaranteed lower price.
Genius! Let's name it after this place.
We'll call it Multicover.
Multicover?
Multicover your home and cars for guaranteed discounts.
Back to school made easy with AO.com. Kit the kids out for a new term and choose from our huge range of laptops, accessories and software. We make everything really simple with our expert tips and computing advice. Plus, you can save money and get cash back on all of our laptops. Start the new term with new tech and join over 4 million happy customers at AO.com.
Tell me what's going on.
It's too awful. God, what's up with him? Looks like you've seen a goat.
Your mother is sulking because I happen to mention Beyonce. It's Dubai!
Dubai!
Oh my God, what are you wearing?
Deep voice, hint of ginge. Really handsome!
You'd be surprised what goes on behind closed doors in this here town.
Brand new Stella, coming soon on Sky One. And if you missed the story so far, Series 1 to 5 of Stella is available now with Sky box sets.
Nahki Wells is swapping one Premier League club for another, leaving Huddersfield to join Burnley on a 3-year deal. More on that to come here on Deadline Day on Sky Sports News. Let's switch focus now to Watford, who've already completed one sign this afternoon, and they are perhaps close to confirming another. Let's get more details from Gary Cottrell, who's at their training ground. Hi there, Gary.
Yes, 8 confirmed signings so far this summer and a 9th imminent, because we've just seen arriving here at the training ground Marvin Ziegler. He's been off for his medical, he's passed his medical, and now, as you can see, he's in the training ground behind me, just finalising the details. A 27-year-old left-back. He's coming in here to challenge Jose Halibus for the starting position. He's known to Marco Silva. Marco Silva tried to sign him when he was at Hull last season, didn't succeed that time, but he succeeded this time, and we're understanding that the fee from Sporting Lisbon, being paid to Sporting Lisbon for this signature, is around €3 million. Not much difference in the exchange rates today. That's around £3 million. So there we have marvellous Marvin. Well, they'll be hoping he's marvellous. From MZ to OK. Watford are OK for a goalkeeper. They've got Aurelio Gomez, of course, a fan's favourite, but they've signed a backup goalkeeper, Orestes Karnizis. That's a loan deal from Udinese. We won't be seeing him down here at the training ground today because he's currently with the Greek national team preparing for a couple of World Cup qualifiers. 41 caps for Greece, so he's a decent goalkeeper, and he's seen by Marco Silva as someone who can really challenge Aurelio for that starting position. I don't think it's going to be over yet down here today. Maybe another defender coming in, and obviously a few up-front players going out, potentially on loan.
Thank you very much indeed, Gary.
OK, let's focus now on Stoke. We brought you some breaking news of a departure in the last few moments there. Dominic Cork has the very latest.
Yeah, there's not really much to add to that, Natalie. You're right about that. He was a record signing in Bula, remember, a year ago, 18.3 million. He's now gone out on a season-long loan to Bojan. We're also, to Toulouse. Bojan is the other one. We're just waiting for signatures on the loan move. That is going to happen. That's another season-long loan to Elvez. So 2 players out who obviously were brought into the club and were expecting to do well. They haven't quite gone as expected, but Mark Cartwright, technical director, Tony Scholes and Mark Hughes work hard to bring in quality players. Peter Coates said earlier that he was being happy with the signings up to now. A little bit more news about Darren Fletcher, really, who turned up here, should have been in Lithuania. We'd have been watching him live on Sky Sports Football tomorrow night. Well, he's not involved anymore. He was brought back down to Stoke today with a sore knee, and we're hearing that it's not too bad, just taking a bit of precaution and making sure that's right. Not expecting any signings up to now. They're still working hard. Rumours of Fabian Delph maybe making that move from Man City down. That'll obviously coincide with other movements around in this transfer deadline day. But at the moment, only Imbula, who has gone out, definitely on loan, and we're expecting Bojan to be confirmed quite soon.
OK, thank you, Dominic.
First to news of a done deal in the EFL. Marvin Johnson, the highly rated Oxford winger, has signed for Middlesbrough for an undisclosed fee. We have conflicting reports over the future of Jack Wilshere. We're told by sources at Arsenal that he's set to join Harry Redknapp's Birmingham on loan, but Birmingham have denied it. That doesn't mean that Harry Redknapp hasn't been busy. He's also very close to completing the signing of former Arsenal and Barcelona midfielder Alex Song and Brentford forward Hotter, who are both having medicals now. The fee for Hotter equals the Birmingham club record of £6 million. We understand Sunderland have had a bid of £1 million rejected by Aston Villa for centre-back Tommy Elphick. Sunderland tried to sign Elphick on loan yesterday. He's yet to feature in the league for Villa this season. And Sky sources are telling us Jordan Much will be allowed to leave Crystal Palace for a Championship club on loan today. He has a number of offers on the table, including Burton and Bristol City.
OK, Burnley have added to their squad on deadline day, as we just broke, with the signing of Nucky Wells from Huddersfield on a 3-year contract. He becomes Burnley's 7th signing of the transfer window. So let's hear from him now.
It's great to still be in the Premier League. Burnley, a club where I feel I can come in and do well at this level.
What did Sean Dyche say to persuade you to come?
No, it's just I'm coming into a good group. I'm coming in. I'll be welcome and I'll be given a good opportunity. He knows my capability. He knows my strengths, and he sees me as someone who can only come in and help this group.
Everybody's talked about the step up from Championship to Premier League. How confident are you can cope with that?
Yeah, I'm confident, of course. I mean, it's not going to be easy. I played throughout the entire football league, and with time, I'm sure this success will come. But just want to get my head down, get fit, get in amongst it with the lads, and kick on from there.
Your fitness has probably been the source of a little bit of speculation because of the ankle operation. Can you tell us a little bit about how you are fitness-wise?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm coming along well. I'm probably 2 or 3 weeks away from, probably being where I want to be. But I should be on the grass in the next, 7 to 10 days. So it's coming along well, and I'm ahead of schedule. So yeah, it's good.
OK, let's talk with Phil and Charlie about this particular deal. Nucky Wells to Burnley from Huddersfield. What do you reckon, Phil?
I think he's a very good backup for the strikers. Folks, we know, had a fantastic start. The goals against Chelsea, but need a little bit of pace around him. Even them signing Wood from Leeds. Similar sort of a player to Vokes, so they've got to get something different in. Nucky Wells is that bit different, can play just off them, alongside them, brings that little bit of pace. Be interesting to see, it didn't seem to fit in at Huddersfield, didn't it? Scored some goals, but didn't really happen. And I see him, probably he's going to get more game time, I would think, at Burnley.
OK, so, guys, who needs to do the business today in terms of those clubs who haven't signed enough but need to get some more players in? Charlie, what do you reckon?
Well, every club will still feel the same. There's still business at the bottom end. I include Arsenal in that, obviously. But the big one for me is Newcastle. Benitez has been struggling to get bodies in. He keeps talking about getting bodies out. I've seen in the info bar that we have, try to get the young left back from Southampton on loan. That's not enough. I know they won last weekend, but it's not enough. I think they need 3 or 4, and I think Rafa knows that.
But it's the names, isn't it, that... We know what the Geordie fans are like. We keep flagging them up, how passionate they are, committed. They like to see some big names. It's not been happening, but Rafa wants bigger names as well.
OK, guys, for the moment, thank you very much indeed. More to come from Charlie and from Tommy.
Indeed, and we are very much on Alexis Sanchez watch. What will happen with him? Keep with us to find out.
Anything can happen when you're out and about, but with the AA, there's no need to worry. Join from just £39 a year. Our cutting-edge technology means we can fix 8 out of 10 cars at the roadside in around 30 minutes. And with us, you'll get unlimited call-outs, so we'll always keep you rolling. So why wait? Breakdown membership from £39 a year. Search AA Summer or call 0800 107 1705. The AA, because anything can happen.
So, what are we here for?
Inspiration. Here we go. What do you see?
Rush hour?
All under one roof. Your home and car insurance on one policy.
Just one renewal date.
And a guaranteed lower price.
Genius! Let's name it after this place. Ah.
We'll call it Multicover.
Multicover?
Multicover your home and cars for guaranteed discounts.
Mistakes. They happen. But if you've been a victim of a medical mistake, the consequences can be life-changing. First for Lawyers are experts in making things easier for you and your family to cope with. We don't just fight for compensation. We work hard to get you the care required to get you better. First for Lawyers want to get you back to being you. Because that's what justice feels like. To see if you have a medical compensation claim, call 0800 567 7822.
Remember how your first bike made cycling feel like fun? What if a different kind of bike could make it feel that way again? The G-Tech e-bike. You ride it like a normal bike, but as soon as you pedal, you'll feel its powerful battery and motor, helping you pull away smoothly and giving you an extra boost. To glide through the city and ride up to 30 miles on a single charge. So wherever you want to be feels closer, and you feel unstoppable. There's no messy chain, just a clean carbon belt. And no complicated gears, just that exhilarating boost whenever you need it, making hills feel flatter and setting you free to love cycling again. The G-Tech e-bike is easy to assemble and delivered next day. Find out more at gtech.co.uk.
This September, Sky Sports dedicated channels bring you the fiercest rivalries from the sports you love.
Pogba! It gets better for United!
Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Nolan is the British master.
Feel it all this September on Sky Sports.
This is deadline day. We're into the final 8 hours of this summer transfer window. A second bid has gone in from Manchester City for Alexis Sanchez, but will it be enough?
We'll have that breaking news of a departure at Liverpool. And remember Peter Odemwingie? Well, this window is rivaling that for odd stories. Now, he left the Algeria camp to seal a move away from Leicester, but the club say no team has bid and no one knows where he is. We'll get to the bottom of Riyad Mahrez's deadline day. We certainly know where this man is. Coming up, the amazing story of Diafra Sakho involving going AWOL, a private jet and a horse. All will be revealed.
So, to the very latest on Alexis Sanchez and Manchester City's pursuit of the forwards. As you can see, Aidan McGee is standing by at the Arsenal end of things. But let's first head to Manchester City and James Cooper. Very good afternoon to you, James. What can you tell us from your end of this potential staggering deal?
Well, I guess it's a waiting game as well, like it was perhaps on Tuesday when Manchester City put that first bid in of £50 million. They were told, of course, fairly promptly that that wasn't going to be suitable for Alexis Sanchez or for Arsenal to allow that transfer to go ahead. I think we're in similar sort of waters, but clearly the clock is ticking somewhat, and there's kind of an open-ended agreement on that. What we do know is that Manchester City have said, we'll give you 55 million, we'll also give you £5 million worth of add-ons, and I think probably the thinking of the deal right now is Arsenal are trying to work out whether that's a fitting price for one of their star players, if not their best player, who has less than a year left on his contract. Added to that, of course, I think on the back of that performance at the weekend against Liverpool, the fact that they've lost some of their crown jewels already in Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Arsene Wenger's probably under pressure to find somebody to fill that spot from Alexis Sanchez. I'm standing here around about 3 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, whether he has enough time to bring in a replacement. I think they're probably the things that are going through the mind of Arsenal, their board and the Arsenal manager. I think the interesting thing now, as I say, is whether that sort of money from Manchester City, they've showed they've got the resources, they've said it will be cash only, not involving players, is enough to make Arsenal stick or not stick twist, and I think that's the interesting thing here. I think the other interesting aspect of another deal that Manchester City are looking to do, of course, is they're waiting to see if Eliakim Mangala likes the deal at Crystal Palace. We know that £23 million has been offered there. I think if that happens, if he's happy to go to London in the Premier League, that perhaps unlocks the door on Johnny Evans and might see him returning from San Marino all the way to Manchester, potentially to complete the deal later in the day. But clearly something of a waiting game, but things are happening and moving very quickly for Manchester City. I guess they're waiting for Arsenal to pick up the phone and say what they think of this bid and whether there is the chance of getting Alexis Sanchez into Manchester City tonight.
OK, so that's the perspective from the light blue end of Manchester. Let's head to the red end of North London, and Aidan McGee is right there at the Emirates Stadium for us. So Aidan, what's the Arsenal response been to this improved bid from Manchester City? And if he goes, do they have any replacements in mind?
Well, David, that's the key element here. We understand that bid for Alexis Sanchez has meant Arsenal have been scurrying around behind the scenes trying to do a deal for Thomas Lemar at Monaco. He's on international duty tonight with France in a World Cup qualifier against Holland in Paris, but of course that's not a huge distance to go if they're going to get medicals and personal terms if they're already not that far down the road already. Arsene Wenger, though, did say last week that this deal was dead because Monaco had closed the door on it. Well, it appears that as of Thursday afternoon here on deadline day, that deal is very much open. Arsenal have maintained throughout the morning that they would not do a cash only deal with Manchester City over Alexis Sanchez until they'd found an adequate high calibre replacement. So it appears that Lemar is very much on their radar. Other players have been linked with them throughout the morning as well. Julian Draxler, and told that one is off the table. Liverpool's still interested in Lemar as well, we understand, but we'll keep you updated with that. Elsewhere with Arsenal, Jack Wilshere, a move to Birmingham. I've been told that could happen. Other sources are saying that it won't happen. Again, we'll keep you across all that. Shkodran Mustafi, German international, he's staying. We're also hearing that there could be movement on Matthew Debuchy and Joel Campbell. We're hearing that Joel Campbell could be on his way to Real Betis in a loan move. There's also been interest from Everton on a season-long loan deal for Lucas Perez. He arrived from Deportivo a year ago. His preferred destination is to head back to Deportivo. Arsenal would prefer him to go back to Deportivo as well. They're not keen to loan out their players to top six rivals like Everton. As I say, lots going on here at Arsenal. It's going to be a long way till the deadline. Plenty more to happen, and I'll be right across it. OK,
thank you very much indeed, Aidan.
It has been a busy day for Liverpool. Let's take you back to Vinny O'Connor, who's got news of a departure.
Yes, confirmation of another deal that we expected Liverpool to do today. That's Divock Origi joining Wolfsburg on a season-long loan. We understand that deal includes a loan fee, also the payment of Origi's wages as well. Now, with regard to possible incomings at Liverpool, we know obviously that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has signed from Arsenal for £35 million. Thomas Lemar at Monaco, they did have an interest in, but it is our understanding, certainly the information that we're getting at the moment, is that there is no plan for Liverpool to go back in and rival Arsenal for Thomas Lemar. Certainly if Arsenal to be given any encouragement from Monaco. With regard to Virgil van Dijk, we expect the position in many respects to remain the same. If Liverpool are to test Southampton's resolve, we expect Southampton to once again say he's not for sale, in a very similar situation as the one Liverpool face with Phil Coutinho. Should Barcelona once again make an approach, we expect Liverpool to stand firm and again reject any possible bid from Barcelona. Other possible outgoings here, well, we also know that Mamadou Sakho and Lazar Markovic are trying to sort out their futures as well away from this football club.
OK, Vinny, thank you very much. Right, let's get the thoughts then of Phil Thompson, first of all, on this move for Divock Origi. He's gone to the Bundesliga. Is that a surprise? Do Liverpool not need him?
No, not really. I think he knows it as well. He's fell down the pecking order with Liverpool, with Dominic Solanke coming in. Tremendous signing. I was more than pleased once he arrived. Played very well in pre-season, and I think Jurgen Klopp's thought he's ahead of Divock. And then you've got Firmino, who seems to be the out-and-out centre-forward. Can do different things. Then you've got Daniel Sturridge, and then you see Solanke. So I think Divock's seen it. He needs to be playing. He's got third place in Belgium for the centre-forward spot. But he wants to get in that squad with the World Cup coming up. So I think he's seen that I've got to get back playing. So I think it's a good move for him, and I think it's a good move for Liverpool.
Charlie, Liverpool fans presumably be delighted with the signing of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and there's lots of movement at Anfield right now, late in the window. Is there any concern there? There's been just quite a lot of comings and goings, and just so late on.
No, I have to compliment Liverpool. I mean, I've still got a few hours to go yet, but how 2 weeks ago it looked as if the negative side of Liverpool, we may have to sell and get rid of Coutinho because Barcelona are after him. Everything was getting squeezed at Liverpool. Where's the defenders? What's the worry? Then they go and thump my team last weekend, convincingly, and all of a sudden it's about who they can bring in. Chelsea are not a competitor to them because they can get Chamberlain in and the champions don't get him. So everything's a positive mood for Liverpool. I've been waiting for this for a while, and so has Phil, obviously, being a Liverpool man. But Klopp has obviously sensed that he can really turn this.
What was interesting, I think, about the Divock Origi move is that we've known about it for a little while, certainly the last week or so, that he would be moving on loan somewhere. But Liverpool had hinted it would be abroad. Certainly they didn't want to boost any of their Premier League rivals, so that's a good thing for Liverpool fans to hear and see.
Yeah, it would be, and I think as being a Liverpool fan, I've seen Divock, and he has good spells, but he's not consistent enough over long periods. I think it was last November, December, he scored 6 or 7 in a row, the games, and everybody was excited, but then he sort of went away a little bit, and I think that inconsistency, convinced Klopp to go for Solanke. He thought that he could bolster the attacking options for it, and I think it's made the way for Divock to move on. And obviously it's only a loan, so he's hoping that with game time he'll come back stronger.
OK, for now, thank you.
Right, let's take you to Stamford Bridge and rejoin Anton Tolui. He's got news and more details on a defender that Chelsea are very close to signing. Anton, what more can you tell us about David Zappacosta?
Yeah, that's right. Let's just recap the news we brought you about half an hour ago. Sources in Italy telling us that Davide Zappacosta, right back from Torino, has agreed to join Chelsea for a fee of around £23 million. Now, plus a couple of million in add-ons based on performance-related things as well. Now, Zappacosta is a player that is well known to Antonio Conte. He actually gave him his first international call-up just before Euro 2016. Now, Zappacosta didn't make the squad, but he did train with the squad. He was part of the training team, so he will be a player that Conte knows very, very well, and he ticks one of the boxes of the things they're looking for. They were looking for a right wing-back, a centre midfielder and a centre forward. Centre midfielder still, well, we're left in the lurch there, aren't we? We know Chelsea are interested in Danny Drinkwater, and also a striker. Well, we know that Chelsea appear to have failed in their attempt to sign Fernando Llorente. He looks to be off to Spurs. But one player who appears to be coming in is Davide Zappacosta, £23 million from Torino. The player signed to replace Matteo Darmian, but by all accounts, he's had such a good time in Torino. He is now the man coming to Chelsea.
Thank you, Anton. Right, let's just flesh out what Anton was saying there. A few of Zappacosta's stats from last season in Serie A. Oh, look, there's a lovely shot of Stamford Bridge, and here are the stats. As promised.
Sunshine.
Yes, indeed. We just want to give you a flavour of what's going on deadline day. OK, Zappacosta's stats from last season in Serie A. The Italian international played in 29 of Torino's 38 league games, 5 assists, created 41 chances, pass accuracy 83%, 43 tackles, 38 interceptions, and he completed 17 dribbles as well.
So as we said before, Zappacosta, what a name. That'll be a great addition to the Premier League.
Awesome name. Wins prize for best name so far on deadline.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Charlie Nicholas, you've seen him before, haven't you?
Seen a bit of him. He's a very solid defender, but stats actually make more impressive reading in terms of dribble, pass percentage and interceptions. I think he's the type that Costa likes. He likes an aggressive and committed player. I think he likes choices. Costa's had it awkward in the transfer window so far. This feels like there's one that he's probably, his DNA's all over this signing.
And I suppose because they signed Marcos Alonso, again a wing-back from Serie A this time last year, I mean, will he be able to have a similar impact? Is he back up for Alonso? Is it useful having that competition for places?
I think at 23 million, it's not a lot of cash, is it, as we see?
Not these days, no.
Chelsea fans will be looking for something a lot more for them to be spending on big players. But I see it as being a backup. I think you've seen that happen right from early with Manchester City paying 26 million for a backup fullback. So I think you see in this region, I think Chelsea, the way they play and their shape and how they line up, not going to change from that. I think it's just a backup, left side defence, a defender for
Alonso would be a backup player. We were surprised that he's been absolutely fabulous for them.
But don't forget, Charlie, he started off this time last year and he was in a back four. He was giving everybody a chance, and then he changed it after the Arsenal debacle. And then all of a sudden he's went with his favoured three at the back and the four in midfield, and it worked for him. So it's just backup, because that's why he was after Oxlade-Chamberlain for the right.
Charlie, how good a replacement for Nemanja Matic would Danny Drinkwater be?
I think he would be a good replacement. I don't generally think I think he would struggle to play. With Kante and Bakayoko in there, they look good, and the last two games have looked very, very solid. Then you've got Fabregas, who's a passing machine. You know, doesn't always play, I know that. But, no, I think he would struggle to get to that midfield.
Despite the Leicester link with Conte?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. He's seen how well that actually worked, and knowing how the two of them react and can dovetail off each other. It wasn't... You go, well, which one was the holding one and which one was the more offensive? You wouldn't really know in that side, and I think that's why he wants him. Because I think maybe he's not too sure that Bakayoko will be a fit at this moment. It's maybe a risk, and he wants a little bit of backup again.
Another big signing would be a lot of money for another cover player, really.
But what really do they need? Do they need another midfielder, or do they need another striker?
For me, Chelsea need another striker. You know, you're looking at... We're after Llorente last season, last January, I think it was, when you were telling us his tale. They're still... they look as if they might lose out on him. You need something to replace Costa, because Morata will take time. He will be a good player, but you need choices up front.
Well, you mentioned they've missed out, it seems, on Llorente. We did ask Jamie Carragher about this, but what is going on at Chelsea? They seem to be missing out on so many of their targets.
Well, listen, we've seen it right from pre-season. We've seen it to the start of the season. Conte was not happy with the business dealings. This is Chelsea, champions. While you're on top, you strengthen. And I think that is what Conte's want, and that's why I think he cut a sad figure at times in his press conferences, and this has happened again. You're looking at some of their targets. The Lukaku must have been... They absolutely thought that was nailed on. I think he got it wrong when he sent that text to Costa. You just do not do that before you've actually got that striker. But now, as you see their targets going to other clubs, he must be desperately disappointed of the people who actually nail these things down.
You mentioned that text for Costa. Is that something that will put other players off, thinking, well, that's how he treats his players?
I would like to think this is a one-off, because you don't really do it. While you've got... Until you've actually got Lukaku, I can't understand anybody sort of deal, and that's why slight bit of sympathy with Costa, how he reacted. For the rest of it, Costa's totally to blame. But you just don't do that. And I think he must have been so convinced that the deal had been done. Obviously, the people, the deal makers at Chelsea, he's thought, great, they're telling me that this deal's done, and it wasn't. I think it's a massive letdown. And now we're seeing in this one with Oxlade-Chamberlain, then we see Llorente going to Tottenham, the rivals. You just think, what is happening? He'd be extremely disappointed.
Indeed. OK, thank you for now.
Well, Phil mentioned it just there. Fernando Llorente heading away from Swansea to Tottenham. But in terms of incomings at the Liberty Stadium, they brought in one of European football's most promising players. This could be a very, very shrewd bit of business. Renato Sanchez in on loan from Bayern Munich. Tell us more, James. Brought in one of European football's most promising players. This could be a very, very shrewd bit of business. Renato Sanchez in on loan from Bayern Munich. Tell us more.
This is what we do. Shaving rebuilt with Gillette FlexBall technology. Move by the razor. It responds to the contours of your face. Gillette.
So we can feel forever, yeah. Forever, yeah. Together, be real, together. No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down.
Discover Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Great Coke taste with zero sugar.
Oaks.
Important security message. Please call the number.
Click Add button to install. Click Add button.